Um, this is MyMathLab, and I'm going to just show you the different buttons and what they mean. So when you first log into MyMathLab, this is a spot where you're going to stop. It's actually the course content button. Notice if you click course content, it stays right where you are. So this is where you're going to work through everything. Obviously, the first thing you might want to do is figure out how do I answer questions. Like if you want to do know how to write 3 to the second power, how would you do that? So you might want to check through that little tutorial. And then they have a little orientation right here if you want to go through that. So your first, you're going to have 5 different tests. Your first test is going to be on Chapter 1 and Section 2.1. So if you click in it, notice there's 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, 2.1, and then a test. Okay, so let's say you're starting on the first day, you would click into 1.4. The first stop may be the textbook, and this is according to whatever you want to do. I'll show you the other option. But if you click the textbook, and then it tells me I have to click here, notice this is the actual textbook on page 24 that you would buy if you were going to buy the whole entire textbook instead of just the MyMathLab code. So there's no reason to buy the book if you have the MyMathLab code, because here it is. So what you can do is you can start by reading the book. You can look at a video that's on the entire section 1.4, or if you prefer, they break the videos up into different objectives. And then notice even on this page, here's example 1. There's a couple of videos that will have problems similar to example 1. There's you can try it, meaning it'll open up with a question and similar to that, and then you can try to answer it, and you can check your answer, and it'll give you feedback. And so as you move along, you scroll down through the book if this is the way that you choose. You could go to the next page, look at the examples. Again, the book is interactive. So when you get done with the book, you can jump right into the homework if you want to. Now, if you prefer, if you don't want to look at the book, if you like things more condensed, then you can go directly to the video lectures, which are basically the same lectures that were found in the textbook, just in a little easier format. So notice these are the different videos and the different objectives, and then a nice interactive concept check. So you could also work through the material that way. Now, notice every now and then when you're working through sections, you might see a note that I wrote down that says, click on the handouts button. In this case, it's telling you to review the order of operations handout before doing the homework. So where's the handouts button? If you look over here, it's right here to the left. It says handout. And then number 1 is the order of operations handout. So if you click on it, there's a short handout discussing the order of operations. You can print it out and use it as part of your notes. And I go through the order of operation, and then I actually give you 4 or 5 basic questions that a lot of people end up getting wrong. So you might want to look at the examples and see what you get, and then read through and see what you think the answer is, and if you got it right or not. Okay, so I'm going back to course content, going back to Chapter 1, Section 1.4. So I reviewed the order of operations. Now I can click on the homework. So the homework, in this particular homework problem set, there's 13 questions. Now the nice thing about the homework is you can click on it, and you can try the problem. And let's say if you, every time that you get the answer, you can click check answer. If you have no clue, you can watch a video over here, view an example. You can, that emails me if you hit Ask My Instructor. You can print it out and try to work on it at home. But basically, you get 3 tries for each question. But after you get it and it marks it wrong, if you want to, you can still get that question right by clicking on it again, even after it's marked wrong. And down here at the bottom will pop up something that says similar exercise. So if you click similar exercise, you'll have 3 more tries. So the homework is a nice piece of the puzzle because you can get 100 on your homework. So when you get done with the homework, remember there were 13 questions. It'll give you a little grade on it. And then it's now time to try the quiz. Now, if I click on the quiz, I've already taken the number of maximum times, so I can't take the quiz. But what will happen is you get 2 tries for each quiz, and the highest grade is what prevails. But remember, you only get 2 tries. So let's go on for an example that you've looked at the videos, you've kind of looked over the textbook, you've tried your homework, you tried the quiz, and you didn't get quite what you wanted. And you feel like you just need more practice. You just think, I don't really want to take that quiz the second time because I feel like I need some more practice. Well, you can always click into this extra practice. Notice I put a little note here that it's ungraded. So I'm going to put track tutorial exercises. It just gives you a bunch of problems that you can work. And there's a video here if you want to watch that video also. But more than likely you've already seen it. But there's lots more problems for you to work. So once you feel confident, go back and take that quiz 1.4 again. So you get 2 tries for each quiz. You get infinitely tries on the homework. The quizzes do have due dates, so be careful. So going back, now I'm in section 1.5, and the same thing happens. Notice that the only difference is I don't have any handouts to look at. So again, only on occasions will you have handouts. So I can work through, each of these sections, the homeworks and the quizzes, the extra practices if you need it. So how do you know when things are due? What's due when? Well, if you go to daily assignments, the daily assignment's set up for a 2-day-a-week schedule. So in this case, I just wrote a Tuesday and a Thursday. So trying to keep on task, in this case, in this particular class, section 1.4 and 1.5 quizzes would be due on January 29th. Section 1.6 and 1.7 quizzes would be due January 31st. Section 1.8 and 2.1 quizzes would be due February 5th. So you have to keep up with the quizzes. Now notice that there's a test scheduled in this particular case for the 3rd day of class, which is test number 1, which covers these different sections. Okay, so that is the only thing that you can't do outside of class. You can do any of the homework, any of the quizzes outside of class. In other words, if you don't finish in class, then go ahead and you work on these sections outside of class because there's actual due dates. And then you would come to class on the 3rd day and you would take test number 1. Okay, so where the test, if you go back to course content, if you saw at the end, here was the test, and notice if I try to click on it, well, in this case I think it's going to tell me I've already taken it, but in your case it's going to say it's past due because that's a way I prevent you from doing it any place except for at school. And then the study plan is for later. If you click on it, it'll say this homework has not been assigned yet. That's because I do the study plans later whenever you're getting ready to study for the final. I'll open up all the study plans and you'll be able to study for the final that way. So the other buttons, I think we talked about course content. That's where all your work is being done. Daily assignments, that's just your calendar. Your handouts, those are going to come along every now and then. Let's look at the syllabus. So the syllabus just has your login information to try to keep organized. This is your logging into computer. If you want to write that down, your username and your password if you're one of those people that forget. And then logging to MyMathLab, you might have a different username and password. And notice it's going to ask for a course ID, so the course ID is listed down there. And then here's the actual syllabus on how the course is run. Okay, so we can go through everything, and this will be done. You can look through how everything's graded. So if you look as far as how's your course grade going to be determined, your homework is 15% and your quizzes are 15%. Now remember, your homework is what you can actually get 100 on if you so choose. The quizzes, I take the higher of the two tries, and then your tests are 70% overall. So there are going to be 6 tests and 5 tests and a final. So that's about 12% each. And again, I go through all the different important information about being a part of this class. And then communication just has a little spot where the announcements, if I have any announcements I need to tell you, or if you want to send me an email, you can click right there and you can send me an email. So that's it. That's the basic course. I hope that you work your way through it, and I hope you don't have trouble, and good luck.